So welcome back everyone. I've got a little helper with me today, and just to recap where we left off the last video, we were showing some coloured balls bouncing around the screen. Remember seeing this?
Yeah.
Okay. And what we want to show today is how we are progressing with this application. Do you notice anything weird about it? Do you want to help people watching?
Those two pink and purple balls at the top, they're spazzing out.
They are a little bit stuck, agreed. Anything else that you notice?
Sometimes the balls get caught in the line, and they also don't bounce off the right angle.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do is we spotted these problems the last time we built this code, and even though the balls are bouncing around, they're nice and colourful, they seem to follow the same path. So if we pick one at random, one that's moving a little bit quicker, maybe this blue one here, so you keep, boom, he just bounces along there. So the reason he does that is I coded it so they always bounce off.
There are other balls that hit you.
The other balls that they hit, yep, but it's always off at the same angle. So you see he always goes at this angle, boom, boom. The way I coded it was, it just reflects it. So if he's going left at a certain speed and he hits something, he'll now go right at a certain speed.
So it always is at the same speed though.
Always, yeah. So it doesn't take into account the angle at which it hit the surface, or the angle at which it hit the ball,
or the speed,
or anything. And the speed, very good. That's right. So, and you'll notice that our two little pink friends up at the top fixed themselves.
Yay. Yeah.
So what I did was I spotted that there was a problem. I mean, there are plenty of problems
here.
Wait,
how did that happen then? Spazzing out.
If we go back on a little video.
What got wrong with the code?
The code is definitely broken. I can explain why. But you'll see one of these balls, someone comes in out of nowhere, gets close, doesn't even hit them, which is even worse, gets close to them, and they suddenly separate.
There, the green one? No.
Oh, there's one, maybe it's this. Let's skip ahead. Maybe it's this guy. Look, watch. There, didn't even hit. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's so weird.
So the reason he did that, if I go back a bit, the reason that happened is these balls are banging into each other because, I'll just hit pause before that guy hits, because the system is coded so then when this ball hits this ball, it deflects them back in the opposite directions. But I forgot that it simultaneously checks that this ball is also hitting this ball, so it reflects it back into itself. So it's a bit like saying, this ball hit this ball, so this one goes down, but before it actually moves, the other ball hits it and says, hold on,
because go back the other way. It's bouncing off the wall.
No, it's not even bouncing off the wall.
Oh.
It's because the code assumes that because this ball hit this ball, and this ball has hit this ball at the same time, it reflects it, and then reflects it again. So it effectively goes forward.
So they like bounce off kind of like that, but then since they both bounce off,
they then go back into themselves. Because remember the problem where they always go back at the same angle at which they hit.
Yeah.
Just reflected. Because the code is written in a way where this ball, it checks, the way the code's written is, every time there is a collision, the ball checks, well, who did I hit? And then it says, okay, reverse the direction of the ball. But because both balls are hitting each other at the same time, the code says reverse, and then reverse again.
Oh, so it just stays the same kind of.
Correct, exactly. And then what happens is another ball comes into it, and for some reason this ball
knocks it off of its course.
Actually knocks it off the course, whereas.
But it never touches it. It kind of skims it, but.
That's me being a little cheeky, but yeah, it sort of gets very close, and the code thinks that it's hit because it's not super duper accurate because of the way I've drawn these circles on the screen. Okay, so it's not perfect. So we know that there's a problem. I'll hit pause on this. So that's where we were at the end of the last video, and what I did was I went away and I tried to fix it. I didn't fix it very well. So I'll show you how this now looks. So here we go. Here is an update, and you'll notice that I've made it black instead of white on the background, because I think that looks a little bit better. And if I hit start on this fella, whoop, you'll see now that what I've tried to do...
You've reversed the colours, and look.
I've reversed the colours.
Some of them are staying in pairs.
And it blows up. Okay? So I had a good go at it. It didn't work very well. So now let's go to my second attempt.
Wait, so why did it, like, just totally fail?
Because the little balls, they shot off at such a speed, they went off the screen, and it got to a coordinate in the system where it couldn't understand it, and it blew up. So there's a bug in my code. Because the theory is the ball should always bounce around this box. It should never go outside it. However, in my last attempt to try and fix it, which was very bad, I actually made it worse. So now let's see what I did here.
Oh, so you've added a few more lines.
So I'm trying to get, you see the angle here, I'm trying to get the angle.
Oh, whoa, look at that cyan ball. And this maroon one, yeah, where your mouse was.
Yeah.
It just straight went through the line.
Oh, did it go through the line? That's
yeah,
very
it just
annoying.
went right through.
So I've removed the things so they don't hit each other now. But what I'm trying to work out is what is the calculation for when a ball hits an angled surface, and it doesn't matter what the angle is, it always bounces off at the right angle and the right speed.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah.
It's changing speed.
So it's changed speed. Now my problem is the calculation for it has gone horribly wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they speed up. Whoa, did you see that lime green one? It went flying off and that purple one.
Yeah, so we're losing balls here. We've got a problem.
Oh, there, that orange one just went right through.
Yeah, exactly. So you see that I'm getting better. Things are sort of bouncing at an angle. So instead of it always following the same path, that was the goal. I'm trying to fix don't follow the same path. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not solving all the problems that we've got in our code, and by trying to solve one problem, I've created more problems. Yeah. But it feels like progress, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we keep on making videos.
That's it. Exactly, to show how it progresses. And I really want people to leave comments about what they want the system to do. But hopefully everyone who's watching this video can learn that you don't just build a bit of software perfectly the first time. It's very it's
tedious.
Tedious, it could be. If you find coding tedious, don't do it for a living. If you do enjoy it, it's the incremental improvements, which means each time you make a little improvement, the system gets a little bit better, and then you make the next improvement and the next improvement, and then suddenly you've got a really cool application. And that's what I'm trying to show here. But this is fun, yeah? You've got balls that you are doing kind of the right thing, and then all of a sudden they do the very wrong thing. And right now we're down to about, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8, about 10 balls.
That maroon ball keeps on going through lines.
Yeah, that's very naughty. He's not meant to do that. But we'll fix it. Should we see what we did in my next one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like all those bouncing around, being cool?
Eventually, can I actually see what your code is?
Yeah, I'll show you the code. I can show you at the end.
Oh, one line, one ball.
That's it. So I realized that it was very hard for me to figure out with all the balls bouncing around on the screen.
Yeah.
What should I do? So I changed it so it just has one ball and one line. And the importance of this line is it's not at 45 degrees. So if it was 45 degrees, for every horizontal movement, it moves the exact same amount vertically. Yeah. My very first program, remember, always bounced off a 45-degree line, and that's easy maths. Using trigonometry, it's very easy maths. So I wanted.
For me, I've got no clue what you're talking about.
Good point. Yeah, that is 100% right. So when you do trigonometry at school, you'll learn that 45 degrees is quite easy. And I guess I'm a little bit older than you, so I knew that, and oh no, now we're stuck. Now this gets boring. Okay. So the idea is I wanted to create a problem where the line isn't easy to work with, and if I can code it to bounce off these lines perfectly, then we can make it bounce off multiple balls.
Then if it gets stuck like what it's doing right now, you can code it to just know that it's going, say, if do this certain amount of times, for like this long or more or longer, then bounce totally wrong and go more interesting.
That's exactly right. And there, as you see the angle, it's still not quite right. So
it's pretty good.
It is pretty good. If you look at it carefully, though, you can see it's still
kind of off.
It's kind of off, but it's mostly there. And the beauty is, I went to the internet to find the answer. So I was using some maths that I'd learned in my time to figure it out. And what I've cracked here is the ball is now bouncing correctly off the surface. So you'll see that it doesn't speed up all of a sudden. It doesn't slow down. The angle at which it bounces off, certainly these horizontal and vertical bits, is correct. And the angle it bounces off, this weird angled line, is also correct. So I've done it. Yeah. It took me about 4 days to figure out how to make one ball bounce off one line correctly.
So that's probably why you uploaded it.
Yeah.
So
I need to show, because you guys do not want to see me Googling, you don't want to see me writing some horrible, horrible code, and you don't want to see the countless failures I had to get to this point. I've shown you
you
three
could do
so
a
far.
stream and say, "Don't watch this."
Or people would be very bored. Yeah, we don't want them getting too sleepy. So,
you could say, "This is like the title of the stream or something."
yeah,
Like,
true.
this is all the pain that I go through to make one video.
I did. Yeah, well, I don't need people to know the pain I create a video to create a video.
To do this code.
To write the code, yeah.
And Googling.
What's fun is most of the code is fun, but when you don't know how to work something out, it's a bit painful. And I had to go into some pretty serious maths to figure it out. The beauty is the internet gave me the answer.
It did?
Yeah, so they can
Just
give
like
you.
That.
Yep. If you Google the question, how do you make a ball bounce off a surface, they will tell you the answer. You've then just got to turn that equation into code.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
And that's what I do. So, now that we've got one ball bouncing correctly,
how do you make other balls bounce off each other at different speeds and change speeds and add gravity?
And add gravity. So, I'm a teensy weensy way off that.
And
but
how do you make moving lines?
We will come to all of that a little bit later. But what I'm going to show you now is, this is the last iteration where we've now got, remember last time we had one line, one ball, and it's more or less bouncing correctly. Boom. Now we're back to lots of balls. They're not hitting each other yet because
they are kind of changing speed.
They are kind of changing speed, yeah. But are they getting super fast and flying off the screen?
No, they're controlled.
They are controlled.
How did you do that?
Which bit?
The making them controlled and not fly everywhere.
So I fixed my terrible maths that I wrote in the first couple of versions, and I read the internet that told me how to do. It's the physics of a ball bouncing around, basically. Yeah. So if you Google, I could probably put this comment in. I put this description on the webpage I used in the comments a bit later. But I looked it up, and they gave me the answer, and then I turned those equations into code. Yeah. What I may do is, because I'm not set up right now to show you the code, I'll make sure I show some code in the next video.
Yep.
But you like that, bouncing balls?
Yeah, but some of them are super duper slow and aren't speeding up.
They aren't, exactly. So the challenge we've got for the next video is very much, can you make it so when the balls hit each other, they change direction, they get faster, and they do all that. Yeah. And that's where we are. So that is my next goal for the next video, is to make the balls that when they bounce off each other, they actually have an impact. And they go the right way. And then I also want to put in that there's an end to this game. Because right now they bounce forever.
Yeah.
And where it's really nice to watch the balls bouncing around, you kind of want to have a finish to it. So I'm going to have a start point, a finish point, and then we're going to start to put obstacles in and anything else people want. But what do you think? Should we leave it there?
Yeah.
You like watching them, don't you?
Smash the like button, subscribe if you're brand new.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll keep you posted.
We will indeed. We'll see everyone next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Bye.